What up, this is Rama Screen covering movies, TV, and entertainment, and here's my review of Amazon Prime Video miniseries, The Pale Horse. Hey, before you watch this review, please subscribe to my channel, press that like button, and ring that bell so you can get notified whenever I post new videos. And if you would like to help support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. That's patreon.com/ramascreen. Let's rock this. First up, I would like to say thank you to Amazon Prime Video and also BBC One, apparently, for granting me the screener to the entire 2 episodes of this limited series. Okay, let me start by explaining to you that I have not read any of Agatha Christie's books. So I'm sure those of you who are hardcore fans would probably find the book superior or much better than the adaptation. Just like in most cases, especially with this one, The Pale Horse, I kind of get the sense that this miniseries kind of alters a lot. As I understand it, the original material has a few relevant characters that, for whatever reason, do not appear in this miniseries. And you will find that the story also deviates away from how it may have all played out in the book. Having said all that, do I enjoy The Pale Horse overall? Yes, I do. I really do. I think The Pale Horse does a smashing job of leading me towards one direction before the big reveal actually drops. The whole thing is kind of like an extended episode of Night Gallery. Now, The Pale Horse is not perfect though. It has its problematic parts. I have a few criticisms about it, which I will share further in this review, but the mystery is sufficiently puzzling and suspenseful. Based on Agatha Christie's crime novel, when a murder investigation is launched into the death of a young woman, a mysterious list of names is discovered in her shoe, prompting an inquiry not only to find the killer, but to also understand the list of names. One of those names is Mark Easterbrook, played by Rufus Sewell, who embarks on his own investigation into how and why his name is on that list. An investigation that leads him to a peculiar, mysterious place called the Pale Horse, home of a trio of rumored witches in the remote village of Much Deeping. Past and present collide for Mark as he uncovers ties between his deceased first wife, played by Georgina Campbell, and those 3 witches. As more people named on that list are found dead, strangely enough though, what seems to be of natural causes, Mark starts to fear for his own life and sanity, thinking that somebody has put a contract on him. He wonders if this is the work of the witches, or if there's a rational explanation to all of this, and can he find the actual killer before time runs out. For the record, The Pale Horse is brought to you by writer-executive producer Sarah Phelps, who previously gave you And Then There Were None and Ordeal by Innocence. Now, there are 2 episodes here. The first one, without giving away details, basically aims to take you down the rabbit hole that makes you wonder, could this murder be supernatural driven? And then the second episode is essentially the twist and the conclusion. The Pale Horse is an atmospheric whodunit period piece that I think is very well directed. It's got that old school Casablanca style to it, and the small town festival of Much Deeping quickly reminds you of the uneasiness that Ari Aster's Midsommar generated. Rufus Sewell gives what I consider to be a terrific performance. Rufus is very measured in going through his character Mark Easterbrook's progression from cold and distant to desperate. His attempts to put the pieces of the puzzle together leads him to the dismantling of everything that he believes in and stands for. Okay, let me drop a few criticisms that I have about this miniseries. I think it should have been done in just one big TV movie instead of 2 episodes. Because the way the first episode just drags out the supernatural angle, halfway through it gets tiresome. Again, don't get me wrong, as I implied earlier, the story excellently makes me go hyper-focused on one thing, so much so that I neglect to step back and suspect the ones that you least expect. But I don't think that it needs to take up an entire hour-long episode. Another thing that bugs me is that this miniseries does not make full use of Kaya Scodelario. Kaya, as you know, is a strong female lead in her own right, but here she seems to be nothing more than just a reactionary figure. Now, I don't know how her character Hermia was described in the book. Again, I've never read it. Maybe Kaya's portrayal of Hermia is spot on, and this is exactly the way it's supposed to be depicted. I don't know. But to me, on this one, Kaya sadly gets reduced to second fiddle, and the miniseries' rather ambiguous ending does not help her either. But despite those few things that I pointed out, The Pale Horse is still a worthy visit if you're looking to get away for a couple of hours back to back, spending your thoughts on solving something. Despite its imperfection, The Pale Horse still has the ability to draw you in and make you think.